Whew. Do you see the top of the house? The first floor, the loft, basically the outside of the loft of the little house. I rendered that bit and I rendered this bit, and I was going to render the top side, but then one day I was looking at our neighbor's house, which is there. Actually, that's the barn of the neighbor's house, and you see those vertical planks of wood on the first floor. I thought that would be really cute, and I still have wood. I have wood from the interior, from the ceiling and from the wall, and I could just prep that wood. It's not really exposed to much weather here. I could really prep that wood and make it dark, make it look like that oak, and then put it up in vertical lines. I think that would look really, really cute. Yeah, let's just get it done. It's Friday today. Oh, already 2 o'clock. In 3 hours it will be dark. Let's get started. Yeah, just applying a pesticide, fungicide, preservative on the planks. I do 2 coats on both sides, and then I'll do the butt end, the female end and the male end, and then later, when I installed the planks on the wall, I will treat them again with a preservative that also gives the wood the color of oak. So, I mean, the wood is not really exposed to the weather there, but still, you know, I want to make everything very maintenance friendly, meaning as little as maintenance as possible. Yeah, and this was just left over from the interior. You know, why not use it? And at the same time get rid of some stuff I have here in the house. I would really like to thank the following people: Alison R, Anonymous, Tambra, Nabil and Nessimon for buying me all those coffees. It's a lot of coffee, it's a lot of caffeine. I also really would like to thank Mobin for buying me a nice bottle of wine. So I finished the whole bottle of wine now, and now I'm going to chop some firewood. So yesterday I treated all this wood with some kind of fungicide. You can't see it, it has no color. And now I'm going to turn this pine wood into something like oak. So it's a treatment, and at the same time it gives a color stain. But it's again a UV stabilizing against humidity. No, it definitely needs 2 or more coats. Do you want to see more of my videos and follow our project of renovating this house? You could support me by buying me a coffee, or a beer, or a bottle of wine. You don't have to, you can still watch my videos, but it would be appreciated. Also, I am going to try to give you a daily update on the Buy Me a Coffee website, where you can become a follower of my project. Our project, I must say. Yeah, I really appreciate the coffees. It's a little bit of money for you, but it shows a lot of appreciation. You don't have to if you don't want to. But I'd really like it. Ooh, good morning from a very cold Holland. Just came down yesterday. No, came up, went up. It's about 800-kilometer drive. One day, 8 hours with a break, 9-10 hours. And it's freezing here. Well, it's not freezing, but it's colder than in France. So I came here to pick up tools and supplies. I ordered tools from a discount supermarket called Lidl here in Europe. They have their own brand, it's called Parkside, and it's a lot cheaper than the Makita stuff I have been using. I love Makita stuff. I mean, it just works, it lasts, it feels great, but it's expensive. And this Parkside brand is a lot cheaper, about 1/5 of Makita stuff. You know, this camper van has been so incredibly good. I would really recommend anybody doing a job like us to invest in a camper van first, because it has saved us a lot of money, and it's been used all the time. I mean, at this moment I'm traveling, staying in the camper van, which reduces costs. I can carry load with it, I can tow a trailer with it. I've been staying in the camper van for about 6 months while doing the first phase of the little house before I moved in. You know, if I had a larger plot of land, I could have lived on site in the camper van. Yeah, it really it was really useful. I mean, if you have to stay in an Airbnb or, I don't know, rent a house, makes things so complicated and expensive. And you know, with these camper places like here, I got a hot shower, I can do my dishes, I can fill water, I can empty the chemical toilet, I have power. Yeah, you have all the amenities from home, really. What do? Oh, we go to the Hornbach, which is a really large DIY store, like Brico Dépôt in France and Bunnings in Australia. And the Hornbach is really the cheapest. It's really the cheapest DIY store. It's slightly cheaper than Brico Dépôt, although Brico de Post prices are pretty good, but it's still slightly cheaper. And I'm just gonna pick up consumables, glue, tape, all that kind of stuff that I'll be using on an ongoing basis. Later this week I also hope to score some plywood. I'm going to get that from a discount DIY store. Plywood in France is ridiculously expensive. I need some plywood for mold making, form making, for pouring concrete, and general use. And that saves me so much. That saves me probably around 20 euro a plate, you know, of 2.5 by 125. So yeah, I'm loading up the van, seeing how much I can put in. If this was a larger project, I would have done it different. I would have come with a trailer and loaded that up. But anyway, yeah, let's just get going. While in Holland, I also visited two retail wholesale businesses specializing in the sale of broken down furniture, house parts, door frames, window frames, all kinds of yeah, beautiful things. They take down whole villages in India, France and Egypt. They partially refurbish the parts on the location and then ship them to Holland and the States, and apparently also Australia. It's really cool. They have some real nice stuff. I would buy in a heartbeat, especially when you really need something quick. It takes time to search for it in France. Here you could just buy it and pick it up. But on the other hand, the sport really is to find it yourself in France. You know, for a long time I wanted a Sawhorse, saw table, saw stop, I don't know what you call them. But I just didn't have the room for them. So basically all the work that I normally would have done on a saw table, I did with the plunger saw. But this is just really much easier. And the reason I bought it now was that it was on discount in the shop. It's a B brand, 129 euros. Yeah. It's like 130 US dollars. I couldn't leave it, you know. I just couldn't leave it. So I had to buy it. And now I realize why these tools these days are so cheap. So really, really cheap. That's because you spend half a day assembling them. I've been working an hour now. Yeah, I've been working for an hour now getting this thing together, and I'm still not done. Doesn't help that it didn't came with an English manual, owner's manual, instruction manual, just French, Portuguese, Spanish. Well, I'm improving my French, I guess. Yeah, as we're gonna have to move a lot of dirt and building materials, I decided to buy a motorized wheelbarrow, and the choice was this Makita one. It's an electric one. It runs on the batteries that I have for my power tools. Picked it up in Holland, a lot cheaper than they were offered for sale in France. Just have to pimp it a little bit for my use. Just installing a wooden plank on it so that it makes it easier for me to move buckets and square things around. As you've seen in previous videos, I used to manually fill buckets and then drag them around the corner to the trailer, lift them up to position them in the trailer, and I figured with this wheelbarrow it should be a lot easier because the bucket is already at a higher level when I fill them. So I'm just trying here where I get most of the traction, how I should load the wheelbarrow. because the front wheel is powered. And here I arrive at the trailer, and you can see that I only have to lift the bucket just slightly to get it into the trailer instead of all the way from street level. Yeah, it makes work a lot easier for me. What I've also been doing this week is building a cove around the chimney pipe. The chimney pipe is an insulated double-walled pipe, but it got way too hot because there's bedding here and we sleep here. So I insulated the chimney pipe with rock wool, like 2-inch thick, 5 centimeter thick rock wool. Still got hot, and I just don't want that heat here. We've got bedding here, we got pillows, and if that touches the pipe, and I'm just so paranoid of fire. So decided to build a cove around it. I haven't filmed because it's just so incredibly difficult getting up here, getting down, getting in position, trying not to make the place dirty because there's bedding here. It's just I couldn't get myself to filming it. But what I've done, I've just taken OSB plate, cut it to size, traced the strange angle the roof goes in. You know, remember we have that dimple in the roof that I maintained. And then I've dressed it with this is a fake leather, a faux white leather. I didn't put any foam backing on it because that would be too camper van-y, I think. But at least it's friendly. It's the headboard basically of the bed. I don't want to have too much wood here or so. I don't know. Yeah, slatted wood is nice. You know, the planks, but not like the plates of multiplex or OSB. So yeah, and that means I don't have to paint it. So I've just fitted this side. I gotta clad it with the faux leather and glue supports in place, and then glue the whole thing in place. And then this afternoon I gotta drive around to the DIY store to buy some nice angle corner profiles, wood that I'll paint white, and then finish it off with, you know. It's a lot of work for just a little thing, because you have to climb up and down that ladder and get yourself here in position, and it's just I couldn't film it. Also because there wouldn't be an angle for the camera to sit, you know. You would be looking at my back all the time. Sometimes you got these jobs that they're just not worth filming, you know, but they take up time anyway.